What? Come on, camera. There we go. Hey, good morning, everybody. Sorry about that. It was supposed to be where it came out in full screen, and then we'd shrink it down to do the fun stuff. Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. It is, well, it's quite a bit different here today. It's a little bit cooler. I think it was like 58 degrees on a thermometer when I jumped in the truck to head over here to the Morgan Monroe State Forest. Usually it's been about 80 or right around 80 degrees, even this early in the morning. So kind of a change, which is weird. In my vehicle, I don't have like AC or heat. I just kind of dial in a temperature I want it, and the vehicle figures out whether I need heat or air conditioning. And it was blasting heat out this morning on the way over here, which is like I said, kind of a change. Just not used to that. So there we go. That's my first world problems there. But hey, out here at the Morgan Monroe State Forest, can everybody hear me okay? If you could put something in the chat just to make sure. We're made some equipment changes. I switched cellular networks, starting to regret that already. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully the live stream ability will stay decent in this area. But what I didn't realize is that they do some hokey stuff to say it's 5G, but it's really just a repackaged 4G, which doesn't give me the throughput that I expected or really actually needed. So like I said, let me know if everything is good. Good morning, Sean. Good morning, Aaron. And good morning, Cooley. Since you're out here, Cooley, we'll start on 40 meters. Hayden says, good evening, everyone from VK Land. Good evening, Hayden. Hayden. Sorry about that. Got Dave out there from Missouri. Good morning, Dave. Hillbilly Ham. George checking in there. Good morning, George, from Virginia. Yeah. November 5, Tango says 5G-ish. Yes, that is right. It's faux 5G, and not really happy with that. So Cooley's giving me a 5.9, so we'll roll with that. Was that look at that old? Does that say old dad? I see. I got to get my old man glasses on to read the screen there. But Whiskey 9, Mike Alpha or Mike Oscar Alpha there, MOA. Let me know if you're the MOA, if that was just by chance or minute of angle. But once again, out here at the Morgan Monroe State Forest, we are live streaming today, not only on the YouTubes, but on X, Facebook, Rumble, and Instagram. So if you're on one of those other platforms, you can a few of them you can be part of the chat Restream will pick that up and retransmit it to the other platforms. But if you want to be part of the conversation, probably the best spot is to come on over to the YouTube site. Up there in the corner somewhere is a QR code. If you select that, uh, it will take you to my landing page for my website, which will have links to all my social medias in there. If you have questions or whatever, new to amateur radio and want some or need some answers, we've got a group of people here in the chat, along with myself. If it's something that I can answer for you, um, oh, right on, right. Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, so this guy here, I do remember Minivango, absolutely. And so there was two guys. We were out at Moore Expo. There was a whole group of us there. Uh, and these guys came in and set up next to us. They had a couple of older, what was the Jeep Willys and everything, but it was the bodies that they put down on a modern frame, modern engine, and everything like that, and really nice setup that they had there. So, um, so I am in a little bit different spot than what I normally am, just because I was concerned about whether or not I had good 5G. But yeah, once again, if you have any questions or anything, just put those in the chat. Hopefully somebody can help you out there, or we can get to it live. But with that, let's just jump on the air. If nobody's got anything, let's start making some contacts. So go ahead and minimize me and get going. So I am going to be using the Yaesu 891, and I have. Let's bring me back in here. Still need to get a producer, but I've got the ATOS 120 mounted out there on the Bronco, which is a loaded vertical antenna that allows, through a push of a button, to go up and down to change the tuning, and allows me to do HF mobile in the vehicle. But like anything else, it's a compromised antenna, so not always the best. You're not going to get the best performance out of it, but it is pretty good performance there for what it is. Not something I try to do HF while I'm driving, just mainly because there's so much noise. Um, but I can park, and that was kind of the goal last winter when it was cold out. I like to get outdoors and set up antenna, set up radio and everything, but when you need to do it and get on quick and everything, that may not be the best solution. So that's why I went with the what with this setup inside the truck, so I could just drive in, especially in the wintertime when it's cold. And then people who live down south, and I kind of got the inspiration from Mike K8MRD, who lives in Texas, and he gets kind of the opposite, where it's the summertime, where it's blazing hot, and he kind of does the inverse, where he's uses it for the quick hits for during the summertime and not so much in the winter because they have much more mild winters. And Dave Hillbilly Ham says that the ATOS just works, and it does. It is a good solid antenna. And actually I had somebody I did a video I don't know 3-4 months ago about the ATOS, and guy did ask he asked a question. Um, is are there some other screwdriver and style antennas out there? And there are Tar Heel, and but there's a couple others. There's like a Scorpion or something. I'm not familiar with all the different models, and the big difference with the ATOS and the other screwdriver antennas is that this is built and integrated to work with the Yaesu line of antennas, or Yaesu line of radios that support it integrated. You have to have a controller to send the antenna up and down on the coil to adjust it. So and it uses a bias voltage. And so basically, if it sees a voltage, I think above 12 or 13 volts, it lifts, or actually 10 volts. If it sees it above 10 volts, it will raise the antenna. And if it sees a voltage around 8 volts or something or lower, it will bring the antenna down. And that's and that's integrated. So you hit the tune button, it will take a sample of the SWR, know the frequency and its relative position, and decide whether it needs to go up or down. And it will continue to sample the standing wave as it adjusts until it finds a point where it's happy with. And that could be generally 2 to 1 or below is acceptable. There are some hand controls on the microphone that allow me to kind of fine tune that. Once it hits that threshold where it says it's good, um, it's going to stop. So I've got the ability to fine tune that a little bit to dial it in a little bit more. But my general philosophy is when you're portable like this, uh, it, whether you're 1.7 or you're 2.0, it's really not going to make a difference. So I just let it rip and and go with it, not spend a whole lot of time trying to fine tune it. The Q or the bandwidth that your standing wave is, and I just realized that I'm probably should blow the screen up there. So the Q or that area in the standing wave, that dip where your standing wave is good, and then on frequencies above and below it, it goes back up. It is kind of narrow, right? So if you go down 30, 40 kcs, your standing wave might shoot up again. So you're going to have to retune. So it's not a big deal, and it's just a push of a button. That's with the ATOS system, right? So the other ones, um, you have to have an external controller. So same concept. You're through the controller, you're sending a bias voltage in to send it up or down, and it will adjust it, based on where you send it. But you have to manually sample things. You have to manually control the standing wave. What I would like to see is is a way to kind of maybe control some other antennas, some other screwdriver style antennas with the ATOS, or be able to use the ATOS on a non Yaesu radio and go that route. So I don't know. There's some things I think it would be easy enough with the cat control of the radio, external cat control, to build a yes, making my thing down here below the screen, making some kind of an external controller that would be able to, and it might already be out there, but be able to put the radio in tune mode and have it sample the standing wave, um, and provide the correct bias voltage to adjust it and do that. I think that would probably be feasible for somebody to do. So um, good morning, Dave. Got the YouTube Seed Studio started here, Dave. Good stuff too. By the way, Dave, they sent me one of those things to take a look at. So I'm gonna be doing that here pretty soon and getting a video. Hopefully, I'll get it recorded before Huntsville. And if and Dave, I think I heard you say last night that you will be at Huntsville, and Seed Studios is going to have a booth there. And if you're familiar with Seed Studios, or not familiar with Seed Studios, they make those ESP32 controllers and a lot of other things, but they've started dabbling into Meshtastic and other areas outside of the maker community, and have gotten involved into amateur radio. So they have got a lot of cool things in there, and they're coming up with new ways to use Laura and other things into the amateur radio community. So make sure you check it out. Check out Dave's channel. And like I said, he just I think put up his first video. And Dave, I heard you saying last night that that's kind of a new experience in having to figure out how to do video editing and all the other stuff. My friend, all I can tell you is it will come. It's a skill in itself, and there's a lot of areas in there. I would suggest that you not beat yourself up over anything. You will be your own worst critic in those, but the key to everything I've been told as a YouTuber all boils down to how good is your audio. People will move past the visual issue, but audio is the one. So make sure you always have good audio. Is I guess my piece of advice. But if you have questions, there's a whole community of ham tubers out there that you can reach out to help you out. So awesome sauce. All right, let's get on the air. Let's have a little fun.
Thank you, December.
So I was on 40 meters last night, and I just turned the radio on, and there's a net on this frequency that I was on last night. It has been very consistent this morning. It's one of those cars nets of some. So I'm just gonna punch in my favorite frequency here. I guess that's not my favorite one. Close enough to get us into what spots we've got out there. So looks like 208, 214, 227, 230. So I should be able to find a frequency in here that somebody else is not using for POTA. The band is relatively quiet too, which is nice. Is this frequency in use? November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. Is this frequency in use? November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215. The Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215. The Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. Kilo Echo 6, Golf Alpha Echo. Good morning. Wrong. Sorry, Dave. Kilo Echo 6, Golf Alpha Echo. Good morning, 5-9.
My doctor definitely was anything to be out playing radio on. Today I got to before, so I won't be able to go out and do any parts on the air.
All right, sounds good, Dave. Yeah, I copied the 5-7. You're 5-9 in the park this morning. Good to hear from you. And so you're on the live stream, so you can check it out about 19 minutes there to hear what you sound like over the air, my friend.
Kilo Oscar 4, Hotel. you a pile up, man. Appreciate you being out there activating, and yeah, I'll kind of watch the stream for any questions that come up for you. All right, Tim, 73 from KE6DA.
All right, sounds good, my friend. Have a great day today in 73. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, yours, Ed.
Kilo Oscar 4, Sierra X-Ray Hotel.
Kilo Oscar 4, Sierra X-Ray Hotel. Daryl, good morning, 5-9.
Good morning, Tim. I've got 2059 here in Axel November Charlie. Thanks for the activation. 73.
All right, thanks to 5-9 from North Carolina, my friend. Have a great day today in 73. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, yours, Ed. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by.
Alpha Delta 8, Kilo Bravo.
Alpha Delta 8, Kilo Bravo. Mike, good morning, 5-9.
Hey, 5-9 in Ohio, Tim. 73. Have a great day.
All right, 73, my friend. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, yours, Ed. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by.
Kilo 0, Lima Bravo Romeo.
Kilo 0, Lima Bravo Romeo. Stephen, good morning, 5-9.
Well, the band's up and down. I got you 3-3 into Missouri, Tim. And just need to get this, make sure I get the signal report correct.
I copied to 3-3, Steve. You were a 5-9, 59 in the park this morning.
Wow, 5-9. I wish it was both ways. I'm beginning to wonder if my radio's ears are a little bit off. Hey, I appreciate the activation. You have a good day out there, sir.
All right, you too, my friend. Have a great day in 73. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, yours, Ed. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by.
Whiskey Bravo 0, Victor, Zulu Kilo.
Whiskey Bravo 0, Victor Zulu Kilo. Dennis, good morning, 5-9.
Roger, good morning. You're 5-5, 55 here in Iowa. Over.
I copied the 5-5 into Iowa, my friend. Have a great day today in 73.
Yes, same to you. 7-3.
All right. Thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, yours, Ed. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ Parks on the air, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. Go ahead, Park.
Park, Kilo 4, Alpha, Charlie, Juliet.
Kilo 4, Alpha, Charlie, Juliet. Christopher, good morning. You're about a 5-1, 51 in the park this morning. Park number US 4215, QSL.
QSL, have you 5757 South Carolina in the US 0702 and US 4577.
All right, I copied 5757 into Uncle Sam 0702 and 4577 QSL.
Thanks for the park. Have a great day over there, 73.
All right, 73, my friend, and have a great activation today. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, yours, Ed.
Kilo Charlie 9, Oscar Golf Bravo. Whiskey uniform.
Kilo Charlie 9, Oscar Golf Bravo. Kevin, good morning, 5-9.
Good morning, Tim. Try it again. I think we already have 5-5. We'll try it again, though.
Kilo Charlie 9, Oscar Golf Bravo. Copied the 5-5. Yeah, 5-year 59 here in the park today.
We appreciate that. Just a simple setup, 891 with a tuner and 40-meter end fed up in a tree. Inverted V-cell seems to be doing the job, though.
Oh, you sound great. I'm actually running an 891 myself here in the truck with an ATOS mounted out on the side there.
Nice job. Yeah, that's where this 891 rides most of the time is in the truck, and whether it be in an Apache case in the back or sitting on the dash while we're sitting someplace. But I like them ATOS. I just can't get the wife to let me buy one quite yet, but we'll keep working at it. Anyway, thanks for your activation out there, Tim. Have a good day. to enjoy. We're just trying to get a little in here before we pack up camp and head home for the work week.
I can appreciate that, but hey, have a great day. And 73, my friend.
Roger, 73.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QRZ.
Alpha Bravo 8 Lima.
Alpha Bravo 8 Lima. Ed, good morning, 5-9.
Good morning, yeah. 59 Michigan, Mike India, 73.
All right, 73, my friend. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QRZ.
Kilo 8 Echo November.
Kilo 8 Echo November. Ken, good evening, 5-9.
All right, you're 59 Michigan.
All right, thanks to 5-9 in Michigan, my friend. Have a great day today in 73.
You too, 73.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QRZ.
Alpha Echo 4 Golf Whiskey.
Alpha Echo 4 Golf Whiskey. Greg, good morning, 5-9.
You're 5-9 into Tennessee. Good morning.
All right, thanks to 5-9 into Tennessee, my friend. Have a great day today in 73.
Hey, thanks for activating. 73.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QRZ.
Alpha Charlie 8, Yankee Juliet.
All right, Alpha Charlie 8 Yankee Juliet. Wayne, good morning. You are a 5-9 plus into US 4215 QSL.
QSL, Tim. You're 59 plus for well into US 1402, 1402, QSL.
I copied the 5-9 into US 1402. Hey, have a great activation today and enjoy the day. 73.
73.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QRZ. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ Parks on the air, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. I think I might have talked to everybody that's on 40 meters that's awake right now. That's not on one of the nets. And CQ Parks on the air, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. One of the reasons, if you're kind of new and found this, once again, I'm trying to make contacts with people while I'm out here in the park. Just right here is a kind of a breakdown of where we're at. The frequency that I'm on is it's kind of very dependent on the distance, or the distance is dependent on the frequency and time of day. So the frequency that I'm using right now is in the 7 megahertz band area, 40 meters. And so this is kind of a regional footprint of what you should expect. So I'm here in central Indiana, and as far north as looks like north of Oshkosh, Wisconsin, over into Pennsylvania. Not uncommon to get up into Canada in the Hamilton, Toronto. That's a very popular area. Dave down here, Springfield, Missouri, Kansas City area. So this is kind of a normal footprint for me to see at this time of day for that. But so I'm going to go ahead and probably just switch over to 20 meters. That's a little bit longer band, so I'll be getting contacts out, as far as California, and depending on band conditions and when people are awake, that could be up or down at this time of day. But probably over into Europe and down into Central and South America America too is not uncommon for during the daytime on this particular frequency. So let's go ahead and go over 20 meters. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot QSY to 20 meters. So I just typed in a dummy frequency down there just to get it so this thing will filter on which band I want to be on. I can go in and select the band, but I find it easier just to leave it in automatic. And that way it's always reflective of the band that I'm got dialed in. So there looks like there's some people going. There's a fourfer down in Florida. Let's just dial into that and see if we can hear them. So let me switch gears here real quick. Swing back to me. I am in negotiations to get my my tween son to be my producer here. So what I'm going to do is get ready to hit the button now. So we've changed frequencies from a 7 megahertz to 14 megahertz. And what's going to happen is that antenna's got to move to electrically make it happy to be able to transmit out. So I hit the button now. And what we're doing is we're seeing the antenna move and adjusting. Sometimes that can be like watching grass grow, but unfortunately, a necessary evil to make this happen. Cooley said he couldn't hear me here in Indiana, and that was the whole reason. Cooley's the whole reason I start out on 40 meters. Cooley lives about 40 or 50 miles from where I'm at, and too far to be a direct, or what they refer to as ground wave signal, but using the atmosphere, and I'm going to describe this for people who aren't familiar with it, but if you think about a pool table and the angle of attack, and so the ionosphere is basically our bumper on a pool table, and depending on that angle of takeoff, that angle of attack, how it goes up, hits the atmosphere and comes back down, determines how far your signal goes. So the frequency you're on, the height of the ionosphere based on the time of day, depends on how far your signal goes. So right now, where the height of the ionosphere is, signals at 7 megahertz will bounce up and come straight back down. And that's why when you look at the map, I get this circle that's 4 miles. If I change bands, now the frequency will send it out at a different takeoff angle. The ionosphere is at a different position. That frequency will bounce off that bumper a little bit differently. So it's like sitting on one end of the pool table, hitting the side bumper, and then your ball winding up on the far end of the table down by one of the opposite pockets. So kind of a quick analogy for that. So I think John was saying that 14274. Yeah, that was just the frequency that I was on last time I had the radio. I'll find something here. And once again, I always try to find, there's always going to be people on the radio, whether it's just a net, if it's somebody like me doing Parks on the Air activation. I can't find everybody, so we do our best to make sure that the frequency isn't being used. But that is all relative to where you're at in that moment, because the ionosphere is constantly changing. Signals may be heard 1 minute and not heard the next. So always in flux. But what I do have is on my screen the list of spots for what's published for people doing Parks on the Air activations. And I know they're going to stay pretty active, so I'm going to try to avoid any one of those frequencies and go from there. But I did want to check out this one activation here on, looks like 319.
Hey, 73, thank you. This is KO4CEE, NF1T, W4BUS, and KC1YL, QRZ POTA.
November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, Park to Park.
Ending hotel. Kilo India 8 Hotel. Alright, I got Kilo Echo 8 Zulu Hotel. Give you a 5-7 in the park today. Copy 5-9 West Virginia. Stand by for 3 more hours. This is Kilo Charlie 1 Yankee Lima, 5-9 at the park. Here's Whiskey 4, Bravo, Uniform Sierra 5-9 today. Roger, here's Julie. And good morning, this is November Foxtrot 1 Tango, and it looks like you're at 5-7 now in Florida today. Well, thank you for calling us. Have a great day at 7-3. All right, QRZ from US 6700.
November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, Park to Park.
Kilo Charlie 8, Whiskey Victor Alpha.
Right. So,
This is November Foxtrot 1 Tango, QSL. Thank you, and stand by for 3 more.
there's somebody intentionally trying to interfere with their thing, which is not uncommon, unfortunately. You get some people that do that.
If we got any late check-in. So go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to be able to get the guy in England. I was hoping there was a station in England. But, well, is this frequency in use? November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. Is this frequency in use? November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. CQ Parks on the Air, CQ Parks on the Air, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the Air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the Air and standing by.
Kilo Bravo 5, Uniform Tango Yankee.
Kilo Bravo 5, Uniform Tango Yankee. Dave, good morning, 5-9.
Good morning, you're 5-8 here in Central Texas. Watching the video, have good.
All right, sounds good, my friend. Have a great day today in 73.
73.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QRZ. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the Air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ Parks on the air, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. November 0 Mike Tango Lima, good morning. You're about a 4-7 in the park today.
Okay, I got the 4-7. It's pretty tight out there today. I'm in park 1209, and you're about 3-3. Again, 3-3 in the park 1209.
All right, I copied a 3-3 into Uncle Sam 1209, my friend. Have a great activation today in 73. All righty, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QRZ.
November 5, Uniform, Quebec.
November 5 station, 1 second, please. All right, I'm sorry about that. Station, go ahead.
November 5, Uniform, Quebec.
November 5, Uniform, Quebec. Rusty, good morning, 5-9.
Roger, I got your 5-5 here in Texas.
All right, thank you for the 5-5, my friend. Have a great day today in 73.
You as well, sounds great.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QRZ. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by.
Whiskey Alpha 2, Sierra Charlie Bravo.
Whiskey Alpha 2, Sierra Charlie Bravo. Steve, good morning, 5-9.
QSL, I got you 5-7 here in Inverness, Florida.
I copy the 5-7 in Florida, my friend. Have a great day today in 73.
Okay, 7-3.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QRZ.
Park to Park, Whiskey 5, Stroke India 3, Julius Mike Bravo.
I got a Whiskey 5 Park to Park station.
This is Whiskey 5, Stroke Echo India 3, Julius Mike Bravo. QSL.
I'm sorry. Can you go ahead and give me the call again one more time, please?
No problem. It's Whiskey 5, Stroke Echo India 3, Julius Mike Bravo.
All right, Mike. Whiskey. Well, it's coming up as Mike, and I do apologize if it's wrong. So Echo India 3, Juliet Mike Bravo with a Stroke Whiskey 5 in front of that. Is that correct?
And I'm in fact US 3029er, about maybe an hour west of Texas. 3029er, QSL.
All right, I copied Uncle Sam 3029. You're about a 5-5, 55 in the park right now.
Well, that's right, yeah, getting about a 5-4, 5-5. I think it's associated with a bit of the noise, but I think the fans are getting a bit better. But 7-3, thanks for the activation.
All right, 73, my friend. Have a great day today and enjoy your activation. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QRZ.
Kilo 5, Tango Delta Victor.
Kilo 5, Tango, Delta Victor. Terry, good morning, 5-9.
Roger, got you 5-9 Tango, X-ray, QSL.
All right, thanks to 5-9 into Texas, my friend. Have a great day today in 73.
873, activating.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QRZ. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. Kilo Charlie 4, Golf Delta Mike. Good morning. You're about a 5-1, 51 in the park. Kilo Charlie 4, Golf Delta Mike, 5-1. All right, nothing heard. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QRZ. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. All right, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, going QRT. All right, leave that there for a second. All right, well, I got to go back. A couple things. This one kind of threw me off. Echo India 3, Juliet Mike Bravo. And it kind of threw me off because he was using a Whiskey 5 stroke in there, and I was having a hard time. I didn't really hear the stroke. And so what is allowed, it depends on whether or not there's reciprocal agreements, but I am licensed by the United States Federal Communications Commission to operate an amateur radio station. So that's the call sign November Whiskey 9 and Foxtrot NW9F. And that allows me privileges to operate on certain frequencies and use certain types of modulation, whether it's AM or sideband, FM, any of the digital forms. And so every country has a similar type program. This is all done by treaty and regulation and everything like that. So our two countries have said, you know what, your standards for amateur radio are similar to ours. We have similar programs on what's allowed privileges wise. So we're going to do what's called a reciprocal agreement. Think of it no differently than if you have a driver's license and you go from state to state to state. You know, every state has its own driving laws, but the core laws are the same. The operations, things like that. And then to carry that a step further, you can drive into Canada, which is a completely different country, yet reciprocal agreement is there. And so in this case, where he is licensed, allows him to operate inside of the United States with his, to us, foreign license. But he has to put an identifier on the front of it. Sometimes it's on the end of it. Just depends on the country you're in. So Whiskey 5 stroke is the identifier that he has to add to his call sign to allow him to legally operate inside the United States. As far as identifying, right? He has to follow the laws of our country, the regulations, not laws. Well, I don't know. I'm not an attorney. Regulations, laws of our country, but he has to identify, in this case, Whiskey 5, which just means he's in the 5 call region here inside of the United States. If he came over here to Indiana, where I'm at, we're in the 9 region. His call would shift to Whiskey 9 stroke, and then whatever that is. So that's kind of that in a nutshell. But that threw me off because you don't hear it very often. Same thing though. If I'm gonna go over to any of the countries that have a direct reciprocal agreement, um, I would apply. Once again, it depends on how the country is set up as far as their regulations. So it might be that I just do the same thing. I put a similar prefix or suffix on my call sign, my U.S. call sign, to operate legally. Some cases they want you to apply for a temporary license, and they will issue you a temporary call sign to use while you're in country. In some cases, there are people who routinely transfer or move between countries. A couple people that I can think of, Vince VE6LK, who's lives in Alberta, Canada, comes to the United States quite a bit. So he also has a U.S. call sign. So he went through the process and got licensed. So you don't actually have to be a U.S. citizen or even live in the United States to have a U.S. call sign, and vice versa. I know Walt Hudson, Salty Walt, was traveling back and forth to Poland for work, and he was there so much he went ahead and took the test and got a Polish call sign so he could operate locally without having to jump through the extra hoops when he was over there, because he was there for enough period of time that it would be worth it to extend or get licensed locally in that country. And there's other people that come to the United States that I know that same thing. There was a guy in Indianapolis that would be here in Indianapolis for work, where he would come in and stay 2 and 3 weeks at a time. And it's the same thing. He just applied and got an equivalent U.S. license. He had to take the tests to get there. And those tests are different depending on the country you're in too, right? So here in the United States, we have 3 basic classes of licenses that we still test for. There's a couple extras that are, you no longer take the test, and they can stay in that license class unless they want to upgrade or it expires. But I think if they renew, maybe they can renew. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so we have the basic, the tech, the general, and the extra. And depending on that country, they may have an equivalent license or something in that area. Their skills test and knowledge tests may be a little more, a little less. It really depends. So that's that in a nutshell. So we're winding down here. We got about 5 minutes left. I did want to kind of run through this. Big Jim and T.O. or actually now I guess it's not Big Jim and T.O. It's Little Jim, like Little John, Little Jim and T.O. Are going to be streaming here for Ham Church in a few minutes. I think Huntsville is on the agenda for their stream, so make sure you check that out. I'll put a link to that here in a bit. But this is the footprint for today between the 2 bands, so we can just zip through the thing here. 16 contacts. Actually, it was 17. I got to go back to the video and get that one call sign where it for some reason wouldn't enter in. But so about 25 minutes on air time. A couple park to parks today. Got 11 of the 50 states. I made contacts with somebody in that state. 11 contacts on 40 meters and 5 contacts on 20 meters. So am I still, yep, still spotted. So I want to send out the QRT there. QRT is just, I'm shutting my station down. If there's some whole slew of 10 codes and Q codes and things like that from yesterday that are carryovers, mainly when everything was done in Morse code, and you couldn't take forever to get your point across. Davey, I don't know if you saw that. I made you a moderator there, so thank you for dropping in the link to their chat. Appreciate it. But yeah, this is the map, kind of the footprint, and the dots are contacts I made on 40 meters, and what I was talking about earlier about the ionosphere, the frequency. As you can see here, they are in a pretty tight circle, maybe 400 to 500 miles range, and that kind of varies. At nighttime, I can get them all the way down into Florida. Once again, it depends on where the ionosphere is in relationship to me and the frequency that I'm running. 20 meters opened up, got a little bit further down into San Antonio area of Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, but very possible that, if there were people, and that's what I don't know, right? I don't know. I see the circle on the screen, or I see the distance, but what we don't know, because nobody checked in and I didn't make contact, is that I could have very easily been heard out in Wyoming or Idaho, Oregon, and at 9 o'clock in the morning, at 6 o'clock, or going on 7 a.m. out in Pacific time right now. So people may not be up, or they're just getting their coffee and they weren't really looking forward to getting up and talking to my silly self first thing in the morning. But looks like this contact down here, the November 5 Uniform Quebec station, grid square to grid square, not an exact mileage, but close enough. 957 miles as the crow flies. Fort Worth, Texas, 786. But then looking at 20 meters or 40 meters there, 381 miles. 360. I was on 40 meters last night, and talking to people that were 20 miles up the road. Had it was an odd encounter, and I didn't even hear the station. Normally, when you're in close proximity of another station, whether they're on the same band or a different band, their signal is strong enough it's going to overpower and cause interference. And oddly enough, I didn't even hear the guy. I was back on the spots page and zipping down. I see this call sign in the same park that I'm in, and the Scout Ridge Nature Preserve is not huge. So he was literally on the other end of the access road in the thing, but far enough around it kind of curves a little bit, and I couldn't see him when I pulled in. But he was actually wrapping up, so I was able to do that. But enough jibber jabbering of me. Looks like we're coming up on 10 a.m. here. So everybody have a good day today. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. I will dump this link back in here again. Go check out T.O. and Jim. They're going to be talking about Huntsville Ham Fest. They're doing the 4 days in August, which is going to be an event we're going to do. And there'll be people coming in and talking about ham radio. So if there's things that you're interested in, go check it out. I'm not sure if it's going to be anything's going to be recorded and restreamed. I'm sure it will. We're YouTubers. We do that. So everybody have a great day today. Enjoy. If you have any questions or anything, put those down in the comment section, or actually in the comments in the video itself. And we'll go from there. 73. And go have a good week.